Vladimir Putin, the man who rebuilt Russia. A young boy growing up in the turbulent days of Soviet Russia. Amidst the chaos of a collapsing empire, one man would rise to not only reclaim Russia's former glory but also change the global political landscape forever. That man is Vladimir Putin. Born in 1952 in Leningrad, now St. Petersburg, Putin's early years were marked by hardship. The son of working-class parents, his childhood wasn't easy. He witnessed firsthand the struggles of post-war Russia, the harshness of living under Soviet rule, and the rising tensions as the USSR began to crumble. But in the face of adversity, Putin's ambition began to take root. From a young age, he dreamed of serving his country, and, more importantly, of restoring its strength. Putin's journey into politics wasn't instantaneous. He first entered the KGB, the Soviet Union's notorious security agency, where he honed his skills in intelligence, strategy, and control. The KGB shaped him into the disciplined, calculating figure he would later become. But it was the collapse of the Soviet Union in 1991 that would define the next chapter of his life. After the USSR dissolved, Russia found itself in disarray, grappling with corruption, economic instability, and the loss of its superpower status. In this chaos, Putin's rise began. He became an advisor to the mayor of St. Petersburg and quickly attracted attention with his decisive leadership and focus on restoring order. By 1996, he was recruited by then-President Boris Yeltsin to serve as head of the Federal Security Service (FSB), and from there, he climbed the political ladder. In 1999, Yeltsin, facing mounting challenges, named Putin as his prime minister. Just a few months later, Yeltsin resigned, and Putin became Russia's acting president. At just 47 years old, Putin was thrust into the highest office in the land. But the world wasn't sure what to expect from this relatively unknown figure. Many feared Russia would continue to falter, but Putin had a different vision. When Putin took power, Russia was fractured and vulnerable. But what he saw was an opportunity to restore Russia's pride and place in the world. His leadership began with a focus on stabilizing the country, cracking down on oligarchs who had gained power during the 1990s, and asserting strong government control. He re-established Russia as a force to be reckoned with on the global stage. In the early years of his presidency, Putin focused on economic reforms that helped pull Russia out of the post-Soviet crisis. By stabilizing the ruble, encouraging energy exports, and cultivating relationships with powerful allies, Putin guided Russia into a period of economic growth. The country's oil and gas industry, in particular, played a pivotal role, allowing Russia to become one of the world's top energy producers. But Putin's vision wasn't just about economics. It was about regaining Russia's influence. Under his leadership, Russia reasserted itself on the world stage. He wasn't content to let Western powers dictate the direction of global politics. From the NATO expansion to the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan, Putin saw an opportunity to challenge the West and re-establish Russia as a dominant power. Putin's actions in the 2000s were bold and sometimes controversial. In 2008, he handed over the presidency to his ally Dmitry Medvedev and assumed the role of prime minister, all while maintaining significant influence over Russian politics. In 2012, he returned to the presidency, where he would stay for another decade, continuing his mission to reshape Russia's future. Under Putin's rule, Russia's foreign policy became increasingly assertive. From the annexation of Crimea in 2014 to military interventions in Syria and Ukraine, Putin took bold steps to protect Russia's interests, even at the risk of angering the international community. His leadership style was unapologetically tough, and his critics argued that he undermined democratic freedoms and silenced opposition. But for his supporters, Putin was the strong, decisive leader Russia needed after years of instability. Today, Putin stands as a towering figure on the world stage. Whether you view him as a defender of Russian sovereignty or a controversial autocrat, his impact on both Russia and global geopolitics is undeniable. He has led Russia through immense transformation, rebuilding a fractured nation into a global powerhouse. Vladimir Putin, a savior of Russia, or a leader whose actions have placed the world in peril? Do you think his leadership has made Russia stronger, or has it pushed the nation into dangerous waters? Let us know your thoughts in the comments.